What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's me. It is me. It is at HEAD at your service for another weekly video of the Raw review. Welcome to the video, ladies and gentlemen. It has been an action-packed week in the world of professional wrestling and the world of WWE in particular, because I'm going to kick off this video by saying my piece. I know it's a little bit late in saying it because it happened last week. Well, Thursday, in fact. Seth Rollins is no longer the WWE World Heavyweight Champion because a match in Dublin on this UK tour, with Kane, he went for a sunset flip. I believe from what I saw in the video clip, he wanted to put him through the table and tore out his ACL. So he's out now for 6 to 9 months. And over the weekend, it was announced on Raw that it would be a 16-man elimination tournament to crown a new WWE champion, which will culminate at the Survivor Series. So for the next 2 weeks, there's going to be a tournament. Well, it started yesterday, goes to SmackDown, goes next week on Raw. And it seems that they're going to have the semifinals and the final at Survivor Series. So it should be interesting. Anyway, welcome. Anyway, I will say this, though. Seth Rollins, I've always said you're a great champion and you will be missed for the 6 to 9 months that you are out. I knew at some point Seth Rollins was going to lose the World Championship. It was just a case of when. I mean, the seeds were there. The seeds were planted that he was going to be losing that world title. I just never knew who was going to be. I don't think anybody expected him to be an injury that caused it. But Seth, you will be missed. Get well soon and get back in the ring as soon as you can. Now for the Raw review, ladies and gentlemen. The Monday Night Raw review, which was actually a very entertaining Monday Night Raw. I liked it. I thought it was very, very, very entertaining indeed. And Raw kicked off this week with a promo of Triple H announcing that it was going to be a tournament to crown a new World Heavyweight Champion. And brought out the, I guess you could say now, former number one contender, Roman Reigns. And he also thanks Seth Rollins and all of that. But it was the Roman Reigns bit that got me. Because it seemed from the way Triple H was coming over, he was looking for someone to replace Seth Rollins as world champion. Now, when I mean replace Seth Rollins as world champion, I don't mean replace him as world champion. Replace him as the somewhat corporate pet. Because I love me some Seth Rollins, but let's face it, over the past month since WrestleMania, he was nothing but a corporate pet. And I think Triple H was looking for someone to replace that because now his so-called corporate pet is on the shelf for 9 months at the most. So he's looking for that other guy to step in and fill in the proverbial shoes, if you will. But Roman Reigns was having none of it. And Triple H said that his match with Big Show was right after it. And then he went on to Roman Reigns and the Big Show, which was nothing new, really, because these two have had a match before. The last time these two were in a match that I remember, I believe it was the Last Man Standing match. Roman Reigns and Big Show in the Last Man Standing match. I believe it was that, the last time these two fought. I don't know. I might be wrong. But Big Show looked to assert his dominance, which he did, but Roman Reigns, as we all knew, predictable. Roman Reigns got the spear, he got the victory, and moved on to the quarterfinals. Also, Kevin Owens went one-on-one with Titus O'Neil. The thing is with these matches that they had on Raw, most of them, a majority of them were predictable, especially this one with Kevin Owens and Titus O'Neil. I think they hired Titus O'Neil to job to Kevin Owens so he can go through. Although Titus did put on a good show, and one of my favorite bits of the match was where Titus was trying to rally up the crowd, but the crowd were too busy booing him because they like Kevin Owens, and then Kevin Owens managed to get the pop-up powerbomb and get the victory. I just thought that was a little bit hilarious, and we all knew at the end of the day Titus O'Neil was not going to be in contention for the World Championship anytime soon. Anyone who believed that is an idiot. Paige was backstage, which led into a match with Becky Lynch. Now, Becky is obviously fighting on behalf of Charlotte because this is like a set-up match for Paige and Charlotte at Survivor Series for the Divas Championship. And Becky got a little bit of revenge. I was surprised in this because I thought Becky was going to job to Paige. But I got no problems whatsoever with Paige losing in this match. Although Paige looked to send a message to Becky after the match, but Charlotte came down and chased Becky away. Chased Paige away, sorry. Another job match, quite frankly, because this is all Miz has been doing lately, is jobbing, and that's Ziggler and Miz. It seemed that Miz had pretty much control of this match, and pretty much control of the match, dominance. You could put Miz and dominance in the same sentence, and it took one mistake. I mean, Miz had Ziggler in the figure four, and it took one mistake by Miz, and he walked right into a super kick, which was pretty much straight on the chinny chin chin, and Ziggler advances into the quarterfinals. Just a typical thing. I mean, we all knew Ziggler was going to win that. We just didn't know how well, at least I didn't know how dominant Miz was going to be in the match. But we all knew it was predictable anyway because that's all Miz has been doing. I mean, it's like I've said on the episode that went out yesterday of the podcast with James Belmont and Mike Rodriguez. Shout out to you, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming on. Miz is, I mean, you wouldn't believe the way Miz is now. You wouldn't believe he used to be WWE champion. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, you did hear me correct. The Miz was WWE champion at one point. And you wonder why CM Punk's in the UFC. Anyway, Del Rio promo, him and Seb Coulter, which is bashing the United Kingdom, Manchester and all that. Typical heel promo. Naomi and Natalya faced each other as well. Apparently, Natalya faced Tamia last week on SmackDown and then called out Naomi and said that you are the leader, aren't you? And Naomi answered, and I think Naomi got the victory. No, actually, I believe it was Natalya that got the victory. I'm not quite sure. I forgot what happened in this match. All I know is this. Everybody was shouting, we want Sasha. So I'm starting to think that the seeds were planted for Sasha's babyface turn that I mentioned on my podcast episode. Because there was all this talk about WWE turning Sasha babyface. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't she already there anyway? I mean, have you heard people always shout, we want Sasha? And hopefully they can ignite that as a group. But everybody wants Sasha, but Sasha came in and Team Bad basically humiliated Natalya. And Sasha put Banks in the bank statement. And basically, like I said, Team Bad humiliated her. But it seemed from what I saw, the seeds are planted for that Sasha Banks babyface turn. When's it going to happen? I don't know. In my opinion, sooner the better. Because I want that to be a group in the women's division. That could be the evolution of the women's division or the Divas division. All they need is to bring Bayley up from NXT. Anywho, moving on. Cesaro went one-on-one with Sheamus in a first round match. Now, this was a good match. hard-hitting, physical match, which Cesaro managed to get the pin, but he had a little bit of help, in a way. Wayne Rooney helped him out a little bit. Now, during the commercial break, I'm guessing on the WWE app, which I don't have, by the way, and I'm not going to. I mean, why would anyone want to purchase a WWE app just so they can watch Raw during the outbreak? Apparently, well, it showed the clip as well. Wade Barrett did nothing but bash Wayne Rooney. But it came to the point where Sheamus eventually ended up getting in Wayne's face. And then Wade said, go and deal with him. And then Wade Barrett says, why don't you mind your own business and sit your ass back down and whatever. Rooney just slapped the taste out of his mouth. Now, apparently before, these two had a beef on Twitter. These two had an issue on Twitter, which obviously culminated here tonight. And Rooney bitch slapped Wade Barrett. And that distraction caused Cesaro to get the victory. And next week, it's Cesaro and Roman Reigns one-on-one. So that should be good. Next week. Tyler Breeze was backstage doing an interview, and all of that led to Dean Ambrose and Tyler Breeze, which Dean Ambrose eventually won. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I knew Tyler Breeze would lose this because he's only just come up on the roster, onto the main roster. And, you know, it's a little bit too quick. And if there's anybody that deserves to be in title contention for the World Heavyweight Championship, or quite frankly, to be World Heavyweight Champion, it's Dean Ambrose. I mean, this poor bastard hasn't done anything. I mean, I'm a huge Ambrose fan. I love Dean Ambrose. And the only time he had a title run as the US Championship, which only had about 3 defenses during his 6-month-ish title run. And if there's anybody that deserves a credible championship title run, it's him. I mean, for goodness sake, it absolutely gets on my nerves that he hasn't had that credible run. He should have been WWE champion. I believe it was Elimination Chamber when he faced Rollins. You know, I mean, quite frankly, it just amazes me that this guy hasn't done anything. I mean, he's had feuds with the Wyatt. I mean, the last time he had a feud with Bray Wyatt, it made him look stupid. He just needs that credible one. And I am praying, although I know it's not going to happen, but I'm praying that Dean Ambrose gets that world title run and gets a world championship and maybe goes to the Survivor Series and wins it. Because he deserves it. I mean, it's mind-boggling that the way Dean Ambrose has been booked in WWE, it's truly mind-boggling. And he deserves a title. If not WWE title, stick the Intercontinental Championship. Or better yet, have him beat Del Rio and stick the US title on him again. Except this time, have him defend the title, except having him defend it 3 times in the space of 6 months. Which is what killed the US title anyway. And you wonder why they put it on Cena. I mean, just give Dean what he deserves. Because he deserves it. 6-man tag, which saw the New Day and Neville and the Usos. Now, we all know at some point, I would imagine it'll be the Survivor Series. It'll be the Usos versus New Day for the tag team titles. Probably on the pre-game show or the pre-show. I would imagine. I don't know why, but that's just WWE for you. But Xavier Woods manages to get the victory over Neville by using the ropes. And it seems that New Day, people like the New Day. I don't, particularly. I respect the talent. Big E, Kofi, and that. And I always think Big E, Kofi should be the tag team out of that group. And if you ask me, although he is good in the ring, Xavier Woods, I'll give him his due, but I think he's better as a manager. You know, that motor mouth on the outside who plays the trombone and, you know, gets on your nerves, and the kind of manager you want to slap the taste right out of. You know, I believe he'd be good for that run. You know, WWE might want to consider him, putting him in that. Obviously, he's not going to be on the level of a Jimmy Hart or Bobby Heenan or anything like that. But I think he could be good that way. You know, I mean, this Freebird rule, you know, WWE trying to make New Day the Freebirds just doesn't look good on them. But they might want to consider that. I would like to see that. Xavier Woods as a managerial role, or the manager of this tag team from the New Day. Have him still compete, you know, still wrestle when it comes to a 6-man tag. But we all know the team out of that group is Kofi and Big E. No question about that. But credit to New Day, they eventually got the victory. And not the way to lose a match for Neville, since he's going into SmackDown to face Wade Barrett in a first-round match. Now, for the main talking point of Monday Night Raw, the Wyatt Eulogy. If I said that wrong, I apologize. Apparently, Bray Wyatt was supposed to come out and announce that he has consumed the souls of the Brothers of Destruction. And throughout the night, they played tribute to the BOD. You know, some of their classic moments as singles, as well as a tag team as well. Undertaker and Kane, that is. But while Wyatt was having this eulogy on his own, on the Titantron, it played Undertaker and Kane moments on the Titantron. It like sucked it in last time you saw it, but then it sucked it back out again. And then Brothers of Destruction showed up on Raw, which was awesome. And Raw ended basically with a Brothers of Destruction Wyatt brawl, 2-on-4. And BOD basically tore apart the Wyatt family. No question about it. They tore apart the Wyatt family and sent a message to the Wyatt family. Now, we all know there has to be an 8-man tag off an 8-man elimination match at Survivor Series. Yeah, did I say that right? 8-man tag. There has to be, involving the Brothers of Destruction and the Wyatt family. 4 members of the Wyatt family against 2 members of the Brothers of Destruction. Now, the question is, who would join and who would you want to see join? Okay, leave your comments. Please get involved on this, guys. I'd like to know. Please, you know, leave your feedback. Who would you want to see get involved? Who would you want to see team up with the BOD? You know, leave your comments in the description below. Who would you want to see team up with BOD against the Wyatt? Because you know what's going to happen. Survivor Series elimination match involving the Wyatt family, all 4 members of the Wyatt family against BOD and 2 mystery partners. Who would you like to see? There's all these rumors going around with Brock Lesnar, which are highly unlikely. A possibility of Sting, but the thing is, the last time I heard about Sting, when he got injured against Seth Rollins, that was a career-ending injury. That's what I heard. Hopefully I'm wrong, and I pray that I'm wrong, because it'd be a horrible way for a legend to go out. And there's a possibility of Daniel Bryan as well, because everybody thought Daniel Bryan was going to be facing Cena at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, except it was Del Rio. I don't know who I would like to see. I know who I would want to see team up with him, which would be epic, and that's Sting. But like I said, you know, is that a career-threatening injury? But it's surely interesting. We all know at the end of the day, it's going to be an 8-man tag. The question is, who would team up? You know, who would you like to see team up? But who would team up with BOD against the Wyatt? You know, it's intriguing to say the least. But from the looks of it, on Monday Night Raw, it seems BOD didn't need anybody, because they tore apart the Wyatt family anyway, and sent a message to Bray Wyatt that you can't kill what won't die. All in all, ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night Raw was very entertaining and very good for me. And I'm going to give it a good solid 8 out of 10. And 4.5 out of 5 in my terms, but 8 out of 10 in Sunday Segway terms. That's really, really good. Very entertaining. Yes, there was a few here and there moments, but very entertaining Raw. I very much enjoyed it. And it all ended with an awesome moment at the end with BOD returning and getting to see BOD, the Brothers of Destruction, on Raw, which was very, very cool. And no doubt we'll get to see them at Survivor Series as well. And it's just cool to see the Demon came back because, like I say, I was done with Corporate Kane a long time ago. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a quick plug here because you're probably wondering what I've got on my T-shirt here. I got this from teespublic.com or teespublic.com. It is They Stole the Show, Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat. Now, I got this T-shirt off somebody on Facebook called Paul Jaser. If that's pronounced wrong, I deeply apologize. It's spelled Jaser. Shout out to you, sir. Thank you so much for the T-shirt. I'm wearing it, representing. It's awesome T-shirt, and pretty much it tells the truth because Ricky Steamboat and Randy Savage stole the show at WrestleMania. You might want to send this T-shirt to Al Snow because Al Snow claims that Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant stole the show at WrestleMania. Nah. Anyone with a brain could see, or anybody with a brain who watches that show back could see it was Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat. Granted, Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan was the draw of the show of WrestleMania, but this match stole the show. This match tells the truth. Okay? Tells the truth. So, with that being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. That is the end of this video. I really do appreciate you guys watching. Good opinions, bad opinions. At the end of the day, you guys are taking a liking to what I do or taking interest in what I do, and I appreciate it. And with that being said, though, guys, starting on November 15th, quick little plug here, I will be doing an ICW video as well on the Sunday, going into Fear and Loathing, because it's Fear and Loathing that day as well, 2015's Fear and Loathing show. I'll be doing 2013's Fear and Loathing on that day. And then starting Monday, November 16th, it is Undertaker Week. Because it's Undertaker Week on the network, but it's also Undertaker Week on the Wrestling Matters channel, because I will be doing 3 videos, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all based on The Undertaker. Favorite moments, favorite matches, and just talk about The Undertaker in general and what he's meant to WWE, as well as the professional wrestling business, and why he is a legend. So tune in for all of that, and the only way you get to see it, guys, is keep up to date with these videos. Subscribe to the Wrestling Matters channel, where wrestling matters. My name is Anthony Walker. Wrestling matters. Don't you ever forget that, because sports entertainment does not. Until next time, peace out.